If you combine Giannis Antetokounmpo with Paul George, you will get Jonathan Kuminga, and here's why.
18 of the next 19 Warrior games are on the road. Just a reminder at 19 of what's coming. Top of the arc.
Kuminga, stop playing! Oh my goodness!
At 19 years old, Jonathan Kuminga is 6'7", 225 pounds. When we compare this with Giannis in his rookie year, Giannis was 6'9", 196 pounds. This means that Jonathan Kuminga can still grow in height and also gain some more muscle, as Giannis now is 6'11", 242 pounds. On the other hand, Paul George is 6'8", 220 pounds. This means Jonathan Kuminga is very similar to Paul George. With that being said, Jonathan Kuminga is in a very sweet spot when it comes to his build, as he still can grow and probably end up at 6'9". He also moves very great and very athletic, just like Paul George and Giannis. When we talk about skill set, Jonathan Kuminga have it all. He can shoot, play defense, and finish at the rim. One of the main reasons I compare him to Paul George is his ability to handle the ball, which for his size is amazing. But there's one thing that made me compare him to Giannis, and it is his defensive ability. You see, Paul George is an elite defender, but he's not a shot blocker, which Kuminga is, and so does Giannis. When it comes to his shot, Kuminga's shot is not broken in any way at all. He has been shooting very well the last few games, although we gotta point out his efficiency is not good. And we gotta point out as well, his free throw is not consistent, his mid-range and three-point is also not consistent. But we're gonna give him some more time as he's a rookie, but also for his size, to shoot very well is not as easy as it sounds for guys who are smaller. Steph, Klay, they have a lot of repetition, they're smaller, they can shoot better. But for Kuminga, who has been hitting a lot of shots here and there in the last few games, it holds a lot of potential for the future of this man. We don't have to stress too much when we talk about Jonathan Kuminga's finishing ability. That's one reason that we compare him to Paul George and Giannis. Both player Giannis and Paul George can finish at the rim really well, and so Kuminga is. And a man his size should have been able to finish at the rim very easily. But I think one thing that Kuminga got to work, maybe his finishing IQ, or the layup he took, maybe a Euro step into his package, more behind the back on all of that. But the kid have good handles, so he can shook his defender a little bit like we talked, and he'll be just all right. Defensively, Jonathan Kuminga have all that it takes to be a great defender. He have the size, the length, and the athleticism. And Steve Kerr assigned him to the opponent's team's best player like Harden, Kevin Durant, DeMar DeRozan, Giannis, Zach LaVine, and he did pretty well, although it's not 100% perfect. He don't have the ability like Igoudala have, which is swiping down the ball, or Draymond Green IQs, but he have the tool and he have the people around him to support him into that way. Draymond Green can teach him, and Igoudala can just teach him how to do all these things. So defensively, Kuminga have all the tools he need, and Paul George is an elite defender, and Kuminga resemble him, but also resemble Kawhi, also resemble Giannis. So this kid have so much potential, and he got two great leaders in Igoudala and Draymond to mentor him to be a Defensive Player of the Year. Jonathan Kuminga is very versatile, and he has so much more upside when we look at it than Giannis and Paul George combined together, and that's why I compare him as a combination between Paul George and Giannis. And with that all being said, and all the details we just talked about in the video, I believe he could be a future superstar, future MVP, future DPOY, and of course he could be a six-man somehow, because Steph, Klay, and Dre is still here for the next 2 or 3 years. But the most important of all is that Kuminga, he have the right organization, the right people around him. Igoudala and Draymond can make him a point forward, can make him a great defender, can make him a high IQ player, and Steve Kerr can put him in the right place, the right moment, increase his confidence, and make him a such great player. And playing alongside Steph, Klay, Dre, Igoudala, Steve Kerr, and the Warriors in general, higher chance of success. But Kuminga, he have everybody around him that he needs. The Warriors will develop him the right way, because that's the Warrior do, right? He just needs his game to be polished and more repetition and all of that. More summer works with Draymond, Igoudala. They got Sean Livingston behind there, and hey, James Wiseman coming up, Jordan Poole coming up, Moses Moody coming up. The team is looking nice. Andrew Wiggins, you put him in the mix, that's a starting five right there. And with Steph, Klay, Dre, still for the next 3 years at least, he got so much potential to grow. He got so much potential to be so much better than Giannis and Paul George altogether. With the right team, they could be a deadly team. Because Kuminga, if he can become like Giannis or like Paul George or even like Kawhi, or even like LeBron, because he got all the tools he needs, the league is over. It's a monster of a player alongside Steph, alongside Moody, who can be like Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, who can be so athletic, and then there's Wiseman. How can you defend that team? Now they're in the same team now, but they need some time to develop. But Jonathan Kuminga can be much better than Giannis and Paul George. Let's finish the video with this. Every great things have their downside, and Kuminga gotta watch out for injuries. And guys his size is easily injured, especially those who are very athletic. But Kuminga, if he work on the right thing, work on his landing, work on the Achilles, and work on the ACL strengthening workout and all of that, strengthening the joints and all of that, he could be just like LeBron, who never have any serious injuries other than his ankle recently. But Kuminga for sure can put himself away from these things if he do the right things, and it's possible with technology nowadays. So my prediction for Kuminga, to finish this video once again, is that he will become a great piece of this Warriors team this year for the championship run, of course, and next year a whole new level, just like Jordan Poole, because Kuminga is more gifted than Poole, but with the right people. It is proven through Jordan Poole, Kuminga can do so. He's gonna be a great piece for this year and a great piece for next year, and he can be that second unit for next year, for maybe replacing Bielitsa or the Porter and all of that. And maybe in his third year he can be an all-star, depending on how the Warriors are. Steph, Klay, Dre, there's Moody, the Wiseman, Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, and all of that. This Warrior is deep and stacked, but Kuminga can be a X factor for the Warriors team, but also he can be that guy who come clutch, come big in big times and all of that. So Kuminga, so much is in front of him. He has so much potential, and just imagine Wiseman and Kuminga in the backcourt. I'm sorry to let y'all know. Not in the backcourt, in the front court. I'm sorry to let y'all know. Wait, is it backcourt or front court? Anyway, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below what you guys think for Kuminga future and all of that, and what you guys think about Kuminga himself. And until then, take care.